Welcome to your 8-minute diaphragm training. Hello, hello. I'm so happy that you're here today. As you know, I'm so incredibly passionate about sharing this 8-minute training with you. I know that it is really going to bring amazing benefits into your life. So thank you for being here. When you listen to this in consecutive times, you can go ahead and just forward through this intro. But I do want to educate those of you who didn't take my recent diaphragm workshop. And I want to give you just a couple sentences just so you can appreciate, why you're here. I mean, obviously you're interested, which is why you've joined this challenge, and that's great. But I want to explain just a little bit about the diaphragm before we move into this 8-minute training. So first of all, our goal here is to do a maximum or maximal expansive breathing, okay? And we're going to get into a full maximum breath cycle right at the end of our training, right around the 6 minutes and 40-second, 7-minute mark of our training. Okay, we'll get there. So essentially, we're trying to make that maximal expansive breathing an end range option in different positions. But today, we're just going to practice it from seated. Okay, so generally speaking, because we're not taught to breathe as children, we now have to learn and train how to breathe. Okay, and mostly what's happening in society now, and what I've been finding, especially over the last decade working with people, is that we have a very minimal total amount of diaphragmatic excursion, and we also have a very minimal capacity for taking breath in, right? So we're really looking to increase that capacity. And as we increase the capacity of the diaphragm and take in all this oxygen through this training, all of these other good things are happening for the body, right? We're bringing the body into a more alkaline state. We're super saturating the body with oxygen, which is going to really, really help all of the organs function better, okay? So talking about how it's going to impact your training, you're going to have more efficiency in your training when you learn how to train the diaphragm, and the diaphragm gets more efficient. So essentially, if you're a shallow breather and if you have very minimal diaphragmatic excursion, which is breathing all the way out, what that means is that your capacity is low. And so what we're trying to do is train the muscle itself, and we're trying to increase its capacity so that now your diaphragm is not just limited and working from such a short position, but we're starting to lengthen the potential and the capacity, okay, which has endless benefits for you. So we can talk about that another time. Let's go ahead and dive into this training. And again, I'm going to time stamp this intro so that when you get into it, for the 19 days that follow today, you can just forward right to the 8-minute training itself. Okay, so let's go ahead, come into a comfortable seated position in a chair or on the floor. If you can't sit in a cross-legged position and be in a good posture on the floor for 8 full minutes, I want you to get up into a chair and just make sure that your heels are planted and grounded under your knees, okay? Let's go ahead. Let's begin our 8-minute training now. So go ahead and breathe in. I just want you to breathe in normally here. And as you're starting to breathe, I'm going to cue you and give you a whole bunch of good information as we're going through, okay? Breathing all the way in. Here we go. Exhaling all the way. Inhale. Exhale. So you're going maximally in. Reflexive out, meaning you're pushing that air out. All the way in. All the way out. Keep breathing, guys. We're about 1 more minute here. Take those breaths in and relax out. Breathing in. Let it go. I want you to make it a circle. Breathing in. Breathing out, just breathing normally here, but just trying to challenge that capacity just a little bit. In this first cycle, this first repetition of breath, another 30 seconds of breathing here, keep going, take in some more. All we're doing is we're gaining an awareness of how much air we can actually take in one breath, right? What is your diaphragm's current baseline capacity? That's what we're learning here as we go throughout, okay? So when we move into this next repetition, keep breathing for me, keep breathing in and out. What we're going to do is I want you to take a full breath in on your next inhale, and then you're going to hold it for me, okay? So go ahead, here we go. On your next breath, inhale all the way. Now just sit and hold. Okay? So when you need to breathe, go ahead and breathe. But I want you to do me a favor. Don't let into your first intuition to breathe. Just see what the body can do here. All right? So you should be able to just hold without taking another breath for about 30 seconds at this baseline, okay? And if that doesn't work for you today, don't worry, you're gonna practice it for another 19 days and you'll be able to hit this hold as you go through, okay? So I want you to continue holding. If you're still holding, on our next effort, we're gonna go ahead and instead of breathing in, you're gonna breathe all the way out for me, okay? So if you have continued to breathe, you're just gonna pick up and you're gonna breathe all the way out as fully as you can. So let's go ahead, gang. Breathe. Those of you who are holding, breathe all the way out. Reflexive out, go. And in. Breathe out. Stay up to tempo. In. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Breathe in. More air in. Breathe out. More air in. And out. Good. Keep this breath circling. Let's take another 2 to 3 breaths, guys. Go ahead. It's okay. You're just breathing. You're not going to pass out. Don't panic. Just continue to breathe. All right? Go again. Good. Take one more breath cycle. And at the end of your exhalation, I want you to go with no breath and hold and stop. So here we go. On your next breath out, go for it. Breathing out. And hold. Okay. Maintain this hold for as long as possible. Okay. So we've taken in lots of oxygen now, more than what you normally would have taken in just over 3.5 minutes with that full intention breathing in and out, okay? So hold this again for as long as you can. And as you get more trained in this can go on for minutes. You know, we want to be able to have a really, really good capacity to hold here after a full exhalation out, okay? So here we go now. I want you to hold for just another few seconds. And then what we're going to do on our next breath is we're going to go fully in with all the effort we have and then fully out. I want you to think about blowing out and all the way. Okay, here we go, guys. Fully in. Go for it. Now fully out. Good. Now just reflexive in and fully out. Fully in, guys. Fully out. Go. Get all the air out. Well done. Fully in. And fully out. Let's take one more all the way in. And after this full breath out, I want you to hold. Out. Breathe out. And hold. Good. Right now, after that full breath out, your lower abdomen is in. So I want you to keep everything in from your belly button to your pubic symphysis in the front of the pelvis, okay? And when we do return to breathing, we are going to breathe into the resistance of that full breath out that you currently have, okay? So hang on to it just for just a few more seconds. And when we go again, we're going to do the same thing, but now we're just training the upper part of the abdomen, okay? So I want you to go ahead right now, fully in and then fully out for 3 breath cycles. Go, fully in, fully out. Just the upper abdomen. Start to relax into that space. Fully in and fully out. One more full breath cycle. Fully in. Fully out. And hold. Good. The last thing we're going to work on is maximal expansive breathing. So again, we want to go fully in and then we want to go fully out and we want to let all of that reserve. We want it to all be pushed out. Okay. So when all that reserve is pushed out, essentially we have potential energy there. So you are just riding the kinetic energy and you will naturally start to breathe in again, okay? So we're gonna allow the passive breath to come in when you need to breathe in just a few moments. That passive breath is gonna come in And then you're going to take over and start the cycle again with a full breath out to initiate and then a full breath in. Okay, so go ahead, nice and easy, just a nice passive inhale here. Nice and passively go ahead, take a small breath in, and now go fully out. Go fully in, fully out. Good, guys, all the way in, all the way out. More air in, go. All the way out. Fully in, more life, go. Fully out. Excellent, fully in, let's take 2 more. Fully out. Last one here, fully in. You're gonna go fully out. Now just relax, eyes closed. I want you to stare at the back of your eyelids and just breathe normally, okay? When you need to take a breath, you'll take a breath, but just hold here for as long as desired, okay? So that is our maximal diaphragmatic excursion, okay? The diaphragm was working as we pulled the air in and we initiated with that full breath out, okay? So I want you to just sit, just relax in how you're feeling right now, okay? Just starting to, whenever you need to, just breathe in normally and breathe out, okay? So I'll see you back here tomorrow and we're going to try this again. And as you move through this 20-day challenge, the efficiency of your diaphragm is going to be absolutely shocking to you. So as we close, what you're going to be noticing right now is that we've had some dopamine and some serotonin release. Okay, our body is now super saturated with oxygen after taking in all that air and training the diaphragm. So you may be feeling happier than you were feeling before we started this training. Okay, and give yourself some time. If it felt really strange and you've never trained your diaphragm before, then it makes sense, right? It's just like doing squats when you've never done squats before, or running a marathon when you haven't trained for it, right? The body needs time. This is a muscle that needs training. So enjoy this feel good, happy sensation that I'm sending you into the rest of your day with. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for the next day of your challenge. Have a great day, everyone.